What's going on, guys? It's another edition of the Zahra Wrestling Podcast. Of course, the green screen's crap. I look like this just looks weird, I know, but it's the best I can do on the PlayStation. So yeah, we done a Zahra Wrestling Podcast a few weeks ago, just before Extreme Rules, which was nearly about 3 weeks ago. I give my thoughts on what I thought Extreme Rules was going to be. Admittedly, I thought it was going to be, right, we're going to do another Zahra Wrestling Podcast and then everything's going to be fine. But that didn't work out. As is well known, that my father passed away just over nearly a month ago now. 3 weeks ago, coming up to a month. So I just wanted to check back in on the Zahra Wrestling Podcast. Of course, last night was Crown Jewel. Or as a good man said, Sweet Sadie Money, or Blood Money 6. The 6th edition of one of these stupid shows we've been doing it for 3 years now. But before all that, I'm going to get into what happened with the week of wrestling. Of course, it was Rampage and SmackDown going head to head on last Friday. Seems like years ago, but it was last Friday that we had Rampage going half hour with SmackDown. In the end, I think Rampage won the 1849 demo, which everyone loves, of course, but SmackDown won in overall viewers. So I think Rampage was a really good show. Let's just dive into that. Of course, they opened up with Tay Conti going a one-on-one with Santana Garrett, who has been in NXT. She's been in Impact. She's done a lot in pro wrestling, but I haven't really been able to sink her teeth into anything, She's always been like a background player, but I like Santana Garrett. I think she's really good. Of course, Tay with a victory. I think she won with the DDT she does. Thai fucking way, I can't remember what it's called, but yeah, it was a good win for Tay on that Rampage. We then had Bobby Fish versus Lee Moriarty. This was still on. They had a pre-show thing on YouTube. Big win for Bobby Fish as he went into, obviously on Dynamite, it was going to be then facing Bryan Danielson. I thought it was a really good match. I like Bobby Fish. I prefer him in a tag team. I think a lot of people prefer him in a tag team. I think he just worked, he was great. A part of Red Dragon, a part of Undisputed Era with Kyle O'Reilly, and obviously Adam Cole, baby. I think UE were great in NXT. Of course, I'm going to give my thoughts on NXT in the next couple of weeks because I'm going to start watching all shows again. I admit I didn't watch SmackDown last week. I did watch SmackDown. I watched bits. I didn't watch Raw. I've watched the first episode of NXT 2.0 and anyway, we then got into the fucking amazing match. It was Bryan Danielson, the American Dragon, against Murder Grandpa himself, Old Minoru Suzuki. What can I say about this match? It was just fucking balls to the wall, just beating the crap out of each other. Danielson won with the psycho knee, the knee plus, as I like to call it. It was about 22 minutes, I think the match went. It was just, go and watch it. I can't give it justice, but it was a great match. Really enjoyed it. Do you know what I mean? You know where you're getting with Danielson and Suzuki, and that was all on the pre-show. Do you know what I mean? I was on a fucking pre-show on YouTube for free. You could have done that in a pay-per-view and got a lot of money out of a pay-per-view for that. That's the main event anywhere in the world, if you ask me. So we then went on to Dynamite. Went on to the Rampage actual show at 10 o'clock. Well, obviously 3 o'clock in the morning for a Brit like myself. Yeah, CM Punk versus Matt Sydal. Of course, the last time they faced off was back in 2010 in the old WWE on Monday Night Raw. And Punk came out with a victory there, and he came out with a victory here. Looked like he was going to end it with the Anaconda Vice again, but ended up winning it with the Go to Sleep. Straight on the knee, and gets the win against Matt Sydal. Good match. It was a good, 15-minute match. Maybe 12 minutes, I'm not sure. But it was commercial free, and I'm glad they've done that because obviously SmackDown had the last half hour of commercial free with the Becky and Sasha match, which I did watch and it was really good. Great. Becky and Sasha are a test of time and age, you know what I mean? So yeah, these before I carry on, guys, these podcasts are going to be longer as we go on. It's like last time it was 10 minutes. This time we're looking about a little bit longer than that. But I'm not going to make them an hour or anything like that. You know, I don't want to be sitting here talking for hours. But we'll see. But I'm going to start, like I said, from next Friday. We're going to be doing everything. Of course, Impact show is tomorrow night, I think. I'll be watching that in the week. I will watch Raw. I will watch Rampage and Dynamite this weekend. Can't wait till Dynamite gets back on Wednesday. Yeah, big win for Mr. Punk there as he continues his winning streak. Then have Ruby Soho, Ruby Soho against the Bunny, otherwise known as Ali in some circles. Nothing much really, you know. But apparently, in the half hour, she beat Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar. So acknowledge the Bunny. Yeah, Ruby won with the what's the kick she does? Oh, she's done a roll up, I think. Then got attacked by Penelope after the match. So this is just obviously these three ladies are going to be continuing their feud. Of course, going into the TBS Championship. Of course, the brackets are going to be revealed this coming Friday night on Rampage. And your main event of the night was the Inner Circle. That consisting of one Chris Jericho, Jake Hager, Sammy Guevara, and Santana and Ortiz against the Men of the Year, Scorpio Sky and Ethan Page, that 10 man's coming up. I'm thinking about that. It was Sammy, Jericho, and Hager against the Men of the Year and Sagat, as I called him, Junior Dos Santos. Big win for Men of the Year. I didn't watch much of it, if I'm honest. I didn't really want to watch it, but you know, I love the Inner Circle, but it's just something about Junior Dos Santos I don't really like. So anyway, we go on to Dynamite the next night, and CM Punk was coming up on commentary. Of course, jumped into the crowd and all this malarkey. Great to see Punk. Always good to see Punk. So enjoyed that. First match on the night on Dynamite was the Malachi Black. He said Alistair Black then. Malachi Black going one-on-one with Dante Martin. I really like Dante Martin. He's going to be one for the future. They got a lot of people in the future of AEW, and that's why I like it. But Malachi wins with the big, I like to call it, the Black Soul. Because you can't call it, get it? Soul. It's the soul of his foot when he hits you, and he's a bit of a black soul himself, Malachi Black. So that's what I'm calling it. They haven't called it anything. They just call it the fucking kick, or the spin kick. It was one of Ryu's finishers, of course, in the ENW coming up tomorrow night, 6:05 BST. So yeah, Black with a win with the Black Soul. I have wrote something down here, but I don't know what it says. Oh yeah, the Jurassic Express got taken out by the Elite. So I imagine that we're going to have, in the future, I imagine at the Mega event that at Full Gear, I imagine we're going to have the Jurassic Express versus the Young Bucks. It's been reported that we're getting that, so that could be interesting. Of course, we've seen them guys fight before, so that'll be good at Full Gear. Of course, I am going to be doing, when it comes to pay-per-views now from now on, it's like this podcast is going to be every Friday now. I'm going to try and make it every Friday. So I'm going to just go through like all review of the shows and everything. I'm going to be adding a little bit of a thing at the end of the video most weeks. Like, what do I think of this certain topic? So we'll add that as well. Inner Circle challenges the top team, America's top team, for a 10-man tag. So I imagine that's happening as Full Gear. Could be wrong. Could be happening on a Dynamite or a Rampage, but I imagine that'll be on a Full Gear. We then had this fucking done my head in. So the Lucha Brothers defending the AAA World Tag Team Championships against what we thought was a Mexican team. It turned out to be FTR in a green fucking mask. FTR wins with a roll up, hands on the ropes, and FTR are now your new AAA World Tag Team Champions. She's going to screw through this. Leo Rush in the back saying that Dante Martin is his new tag partner, so I imagine they're going to be tagging up while Darius Martin continues to rehab from his knee. Then a quick match with Moxley. Moxley defeating Wheeler Yuta. So I imagine in this tournament they got for the Eliminate the tournament, I imagine Moxley's going to be Moxley's going to be. I think it's Orange Cassidy and Will Hobbs. I imagine Orange Cassidy's going to beat Will Hobbs and then go on to face Moxley. You know, get some revenge over just beating the crap out of Wheeler Yuta. I love Wheeler Yuta, but that's why he needed to be this on this show. We then had the Elite versus the Dark Order. I heard Jim Cornette talk about this and said that he really, because he hates the Bucks, doesn't he? And he hates Kenny and anything to do with Bucks. And he hates the Dark Order, or the Dork Order as he calls them. I'm not a massive fan of the Dark Order since, you know, what can they do with them? Because they can't really turn them heel. Because of the alliance that they had with Brody Lee. Oh, I saw my man. But yeah, this was a good match. I really enjoyed this. So, you know, it's these things you expect from the Elite and the Dark Order, just bang, 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 bang. But I like that kind of wrestling, so it's always good for me. I love chaos in my wrestling. The Elite comes with a win with the BTE trigger and the boom. Big win for the Elite there as they as we go through this. MJF had a promo saying that he wanted what's his name, Darby Allin. Of course Darby Allin is injured at the moment. Sting comes out, they have a bit of a stare down, and that was it. So I imagine we're going to see more from that, because MJF will be facing Darby Allin at Full Gear. That's obvious. Anna Jay and Britt Baker have a brawl in the back, so I imagine they're going to be facing off against each other at Full Gear. Now Penelope Ford against Kiera Hogan. I don't see the big thing about Kiera Hogan. I know she was good in Impact. I know she was one half of the Impact Knockouts tag champs, but to me, she don't do nothing for me. Big win for Penelope. We then had Hangman's promo, which I thought was absolutely amazing. Great promo for Hangman to build him up. Put the fucking belt on him. If you don't put a belt on him, we riot here on the Zahra Wrestling Podcast. Main event, it was Bryan Danielson versus Bobby Fish. Good match. Not as good as the match against Suzuki, but let's face it, that was never going to happen. So yeah, big win for Bryan Danielson as he beats Bobby Fish with the, I think it might be with the cat mutilation. I could be wrong. So we'll check on that. So basically, SmackDown was good. We now on the Raw. I didn't watch Raw. I heard it was alright. Of course, Xavier Woods picking his place into the pardon me, into the King of the Ring finals against Finn Balor. We'll go on about that. So last night was Crane Jewel, which, to be honest, was the best Crane Jewel. It's the best Sadie show they've done, and that's not fucking saying much, I know, but it was the best. We're just going to go through these quickly. I'm going to give you my star ratings, and then we're going to get out here. But yeah, the first match of the night was on the pre-shows, the Usos against Cedric and Jean Benjamin. I didn't understand why they were making this, because they're both heels, and it's like they're not going to face them for the tag titles. It was a good little match. Goes back and forth. Of course, Jimmy Uso winning with the big Uso splash off the top rope. I give it a 3 stars because I thought it was a good match, a good back and forth, and you know, nothing we haven't seen from the Usos. You know, you're always going to get a good, you know, good style match from the Usos. So I enjoyed that. Yeah, when we started the show off hot. As they said earlier in the pre-show, they said, "Oh, we're gonna have a no DQ match with Brock and Roman," and then they brought it back and said they don't want it. I think they fucked up there. Personally, I mean, they weren't supposed to say it. I think they just accidentally said it. So we'll see more on that in the future. Of course, yeah, they started off the pay-per-view hot with Edge versus Seth Rollins inside Hell in a Cell. What a fucking match! 5 stars. I'm not going to say nothing about that. 5 stars. And a good spot in the match as well, where Rollins was on the top rope, and there was a table, you know, at ringside inside the cell. So he threw him into the cell, and he rebounded like a pissing ping pong ball and down onto the table. Fucking great spot. Edge won in the end with the with a curb stomp. They were doing like each other's moves. I think they'd done them pretty, and they turned around and said, "Oh, well, by the way, the unpretty was Edge's move." No, it's not. It's Christian's move. Get it right. Yeah. So then he won with a curb stomp. Brilliant Hell in a Cell. I'd suggest you watch it because I really fucking enjoyed it. I'll be honest. The next match was a bit of a down from it because we had Mansour versus Mustafa Ali. I didn't make much of this match. It was Mansour's, you know, return to Saudi Arabia. He won again. I give it a 2 stars or 2.5 because it was good in parts, but like I said, it was nothing spectacular from either of these men. They do much better than Ali shouldn't. And at the end of the match, they had that Olympic fella who won the silver for Saudi Arabia in the Olympics. I didn't watch the Olympics because, to be perfectly honest, I didn't think it was great. But that's just me. I'm not a big Olympic fan. I used to be years ago, not anymore. So it's it's annoying what they're doing with Ali at the moment, and I just wish they would do something else with him. Because it's not nice for him, is it, really? But he's so much better than that. He's former cruiserweight champion. He could do better. He could be, in the US title picture. I don't think he's ever going to be a world champion. But I just think he's so much better than that, if you ask me. So yeah, going on to the next part of this then, because we're still going on with the Zahra Wrestling Podcast. So the next match was RK Bro versus AJ Styles. RK Bro the win. Another 2-star match for me. It was, the things I've wrote down is a good finish because AJ went for the old forearm off the top, the old femoral forearm, couldn't connect with it, and then straight into an RKO, and then a floating bro from one Matt Riddle. I'm still going to call him Matt Riddle. You can call him Riddle all you want because his name is Matt Riddle. So yeah, big win. Still tag team champions. They're going to still be on Raw or RK Bro, and more fucking power to it. No, like I said, it was a good match. It was nothing spectacular. It was a tag match. It was a Raw match. It was a Raw match. Why put it on pay-per-view? Add a stipulation to it. Why not? You've added stipulation to everything fucking else. So yeah, next was the fucking abysmal Queen's Crown match. We went 5 minutes and 51 seconds. I was listening to the Solid Monster podcast last night, and he said he timed it. So you should do that back in the day with the fucking divas. It's not divas, it's women's. Come on. Give them more. And Zelina Vega, I like Zelina Vega and everything, but why is she winning this? Why? Why don't you give it to, Shayna? Because Shayna's the Queen of Spades. And she can fucking beat everyone, and then she lost the Doudrop on Raw. Oh, fuck off. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah. Big win for Zelina. 5 minutes 51. She won with a cold red, which was fucking really good. Considering Doudrop's a big fucking dude, she's a big girl. Yeah. 1.5 stars, I'd give it. I'm only going to be doing star ratings for the pay-per-views, because I'm not giving star ratings for weekly shows. It's pointless. Unless they're big matches, then I'll do it then, but apart from that, it's going to be, yeah. So, yeah. Next was, considerably, a match I enjoyed. Bill Goldberg, against Bobby Lashley in a no-holds-barred Falls Count Anywhere match, which was added. The Falls Count Anywhere stipulation was added on the pre-show. They don't know what they're doing, do they? They really don't. This is why I watch AEW, and I appreciate AEW, because it's just so much better. It's just to watch it. Don't take. Alright, they have. Don't get me wrong. They have fucking bad parts, like that Cody Rhodes thing on fucking Dynamite. What the fuck was that? Do you know what I mean? Trying to build him up like he's like some rookie. He's not a rookie. He's been wrestling since 2006. Anyway, off on a tangent. So yeah, this Goldberg Lashley match was good. Lashley from the start had chain Ranger's fist. He beat the fuck into Goldberg for about 6 minutes. Then Goldberg comes back, spears him, jackhammer, a good jackhammer, and like that one against the Undertaker. Let's not go there. And then speared him through the barricade. I thought, this is good. This is really good. This is a bit like the Brock Lesnar match at WrestleMania a couple of years ago. WrestleMania 33, possibly. Can't remember. It was one of them WrestleManias. They all seem to bleed into one, do you know what I mean? It's the way things go when you've been a wrestling fan for 20 odd years. Yeah, and then they go up the ramp, and then the Hurt Business come out with kendo sticks. Goldberg disposes of them. And then it's like a kendo stick showdown. Lashley goes down, and then you see where this is going. Lashley's at the end of the ramp, or the end of the stage. Bang! Spear off the fucking stage. Boom! Down he went. Goldberg, 1, 2, 3. Great, good 11-minute match for Bill Goldberg. It's probably the longest match he's had in years. Let's face it. I'll be honest, this was a 3-star match for me. I thought it was really good. And coming into this, I thought, this is going to be crap, isn't it? I put the last part then. bear with me, guys. Yeah, so I enjoyed it. Really did. We then had Woods versus Finn. I must have wrote it on the other side. Also, well, there. It's Woods versus Finn. Big win for Woods. It didn't go that long either. We didn't expect it to. So, great win for Xavier. Then we had the Biggie versus Drew McIntyre match. Drew doing really well. Both men are just fucking class acts. I really enjoyed this. This was a 4-star match for me. I really enjoyed it. Biggie winning with the second big ending. Drew hit a really good Claymore though. He just fucking sounded amazing. Kicked out of it, Biggie, and hit a big ending before, then the Claymore, then he hit another big ending to get the win. Biggie's still your WWE champion, the way it should be. I could see Biggie facing. I don't know, who would he face next? That's a good shake. It's obviously because of the draft is coming into effect now tonight on SmackDown. I think SmackDown's going to be a good show tonight. I can just see it. Who's Roman going to face now? Of course, it's going to be the brand supremacy now. So it's going to be Survivor Series. It's going to be brand versus brand. So we're going to see Biggie versus Roman, which will be really good, I imagine. I'm trying to think of the other champions now. The tag titles of Usos against who's the Raw tag champs? Oh yeah, RK Pro. So Usos versus RK Pro, which I'm all for. US champs will be Damian Priest versus Shinsuke. That could go well. That could not go well either. Or either way. So, so a good match between Biggie and Drew. We then had the triple threat match. Sasha, Becky and Bianca. As much as I hate Bianca Belair, she's great in the ring. I just can't stand her. And same for Sasha. I suppose that's the point with Sasha because she's a heel. But with Bianca, it's just I'm on my way. No, I don't like it. I don't know. It's just one of them things. A lot of people. Bianca's great in the ring. She's fucking outstanding the things she can do. But it's just I don't know. And Becky now. All three of these women just seem unlikable though. I love Becky as an ex-person, but Becky now with this persona coming out with the glasses and the big fucking long fucking coats. Oh, go away. But it was a great match. Don't get me wrong. Becky ended up winning with a roll-up, but it was just so much. So you know what you're gonna get from these three women inside the ring, and it was great. And Becky wins. And Becky now is the SmackDown Women's Champion on Monday Night Raw, and Charlotte is the Raw Women's Champion, and she's on SmackDown. So you know what's going to happen. Here's one belt, there's the other one. Change them over. Happy days. So the main event then was the much anticipated Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns, the Tribal Chief against the Beast. It was good. I enjoyed it. It was hot and heavy. Of course, there was going to be some shenanigans at the end with Paul Heyman and everything. In the end, the Usos come out, double super kicks. Roman hits him with a title belt because they were giving a tug of war over the belt because Paul threw it in, but Paul threw it right in the middle so they could both get it. I was like, ooh, I like that. That's good. And then Roman wins, gets a 1-2-3. Brock gets screwed. They're going to come back to this maybe at Mania. So, all in all, a good show. I'd give it a good 3.5 stars out of 5 because they had some really good matches. It's the best Sadie show they've ever done, which I alluded to earlier. But that's Crane Jewel. Of course, we've got a lot to look forward to this week in wrestling. Of course, we've got the two shows for AEW tonight and tomorrow night. Of course, Rampage, and we've got SmackDown tonight. Then Raw. We've got Impact's Bound for Glory Saturday. Don't get me wrong, it's going to be an hard one next week to do, but we're going to do it. We're going to do it next week on the Zahra Wrestling Podcast. I hope you enjoy this Zahra Wrestling Podcast, guys. We're going to be back next week with another Friday episode, 6 o'clock as usual. As that's going to be our usual time slot, 6 o'clock on a Friday, unless we be doing. Of course, we'll be doing more. Like, share, subscribe, do all them great things. If you like pro wrestling, if you like me, just in general, get into the podcast, and we'll see you very soon.